Hey friends, and welcome to this new video dedicated to the latest news about Garten of Banban. Today we talk about Chapter 9, the next chapter of the saga. As we know, development is moving forward, and just these days there have been new official messages from Geppo, one of the two developers of the game. In this video, we will analyze together all these new messages. We will see the hidden secrets and we will make new theories about them. Before we start though, as always, I remind you to leave a like on this video to support me and let me know that you enjoy these updates about Garten of Banban. And if you haven't done it yet, I invite you to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you won't miss any new video, because I will continue to bring you all the news, theories, and the most important updates about this series that has been with us for years. So let's be ready. Let's see the new messages and let's analyze the new information. That said, I'd say let's not waste any more time, and let's immediately start discovering together what Geppo has written and what surprises might be hidden behind his words. Let's start right away with the first official message from Geppo, which doesn't directly concern Chapter 9, but instead Chapter 8 and specifically its PlayStation version. At the moment, Garten of Banban 8 is only available on PC and smartphones, both Android and iPhone. When it comes to consoles though, the situation is a bit different. Up until now, on PlayStation and Xbox we only have chapters from Chapter 0 to Chapter 7, with one little exception that many of you already know, Chapter 5. This chapter hasn't even been released on PC yet, and so of course it's not available on consoles either. Well, through his message, Geppo confirmed that the PlayStation version of Chapter 8 is currently in development. The exact words he used were very clear. He wrote "currently working," and this means that right now they are actively working on the console port. It's not just a future project or something planned for later, it's something that is happening at this very moment. This is definitely good news for all console players, because it means that Chapter 8 will not remain exclusive to PC and mobile devices, but will also arrive on PlayStation, and most likely later on Xbox and Nintendo Switch as well. Now, it's important to clarify a detail that often gets forgotten. The console porting is not developed directly by the Euphoric brothers, so not by Faris and Geppo, but by an external team called Euphoric. They are the ones responsible for taking games already published on PC and bringing them to consoles, optimizing performance and adapting the controls to the joystick. This means that the development of the Chapter 8 port does not take away any time or energy from the Euphoric brothers, who can continue focusing 100% on Chapter 9. And this is a key point, because it shows us that the new chapter is not being delayed because of console versions of the previous ones. In fact, as they have already stated several times before, the development of Chapter 9 is going very well, and I think this is a very strong signal. On one hand, we have Euphoric working on the port, and on the other hand, we have the Euphoric brothers moving forward quickly with development. And all of this makes us believe that in the coming months we can really expect some surprises. So this confirms that development is going smoothly and that console players will not be left behind compared to PC players. Now let's move on to analyze another very interesting message that Geppo has published in recent days. This message came as a response to a question that many people were asking: why have the Euphoric brothers not been very active on Discord lately? In fact, those who constantly follow the community must have noticed that in recent times the two developers have written and interacted much less than usual. Well, we finally have an official answer. Geppo explained that there is a very specific reason behind this absence. They are working on something amazing for the Garten of Banban franchise. He did not use those words randomly, because in the past he had already hinted that some very big projects were coming, but this time he confirmed it with more determination. And here we need to make a very important reflection. When Geppo talks about the franchise, he is not referring to a single chapter. He is not only talking about Chapter 9 or the previous ones. He is talking about the whole saga, about the Garten of Banban brand as a whole. This means that what they are working on may not be just a new chapter in the story, but something bigger that could expand the game universe in new directions. It could be a parallel project, maybe a new title connected to the Banban universe, or even an expansion of the franchise outside of video games. In recent years, in fact, more and more horror games have started to grow as real brands, with merchandising, adaptations, and even collaborations with other companies. So the idea that Garten of Banban is also moving in that direction is not at all unlikely. But pay attention, because there is an even more curious detail. A few days ago we noticed that on the official Euphoric brothers YouTube channel, a hidden and private video had appeared inside a playlist. This video stayed there for a short time, then disappeared suddenly. Now, the coincidence is really too strong not to think of a connection. That mysterious video could have been a test, a draft of a trailer, or maybe an announcement uploaded by mistake and then immediately removed. If we put this clue together with Geppo's message, the picture becomes much clearer. The Euphoric brothers are really preparing something important, something that is not only about the next chapter but about the future of the entire franchise. And when a developer uses words like amazing and franchise in the same discussion, well, we can almost be sure that it is not about a small update or a secondary detail, but about a project that could change the way we experience Garten of Banban. So let's get ready, because I think we are really close to an official announcement. It could arrive very soon, and it could be a huge surprise for all the fans of the series. Maybe we don't have to wait much longer before finding out what it is, and honestly I can't wait to know what they are preparing. Now let's move on to another message, which at first glance might seem trivial, but actually hides a much deeper meaning. I'm talking about when Geppo once again wrote two words that all Garten of Banban fans have now learned to recognize: Uni Baluni. Those who follow the official Discord server know very well that this is not the first time Geppo has used this name. In fact, he repeats it very often, almost as if he wants to imprint it in our minds. And of course, this is no coincidence. We already know that Uni Baluni is not a random phrase, but the name of one of the upcoming characters we will encounter in the future chapters of the saga. So far, the only real clue we have about this character came in chapter 8, where a secret mural was hidden inside one of the secret rooms. And from that mural, we were able to understand his physical appearance, a mascot with a very peculiar design, clearly inspired by a balloon. The design seems to reflect the lightness and roundness typical of a balloon, but of course, knowing the style of the Euphoric brothers, we can expect that behind this playful and innocent look there will be a dark and creepy side. The fact that Geppo keeps writing the name Uni Baluni so insistently on Discord, even in messages that seem out of context, shows us that this character will not just be a simple extra or a minor cameo, but will have a central role in the next chapters. He could be one of the new main antagonists, or maybe a figure that will guide the story in an important way, just like it happened with Nab or Stinger Flynn in the previous chapters. At the moment, we still don't know exactly what his role will be. He might turn out to be a friendly character, at least on the surface, or a terrifying creature that will chase us down the hallways of Banban's kindergarten. But one thing is for sure, if Geppo keeps pushing this name so much, it means that his debut is much closer than we think. And here comes another crucial detail. As we already mentioned in previous videos, it's very likely that the second teaser trailer for Chapter 9 will be released around the end of October. That means the wait is really short now, just a few weeks away. And if the Euphoric brothers follow the same pattern as past chapters, it's very likely that in that teaser we'll see Uni Baluni in action for the very first time. So, behind what may seem like a simple two-word message, Geppo is already preparing us for one of the next big arrivals in the franchise. And it's amazing to see how, even without saying too much, they always manage to create hype and fuel the community's curiosity. We can only wait, because the official debut of Uni Baluni might really be just around the corner. Thank you so much for watching the video until the end. You are amazing. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell for the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.